Alright, so same thing, we're solving radical or quadratic equations, excuse me, with the square root property. We just got a little bit more to it at the end. Pretty straightforward. We take a look at this guy, we see that we have a square, and we want to eliminate that square, and so we were given a square root. And so the idea is that the square root and the square will cancel each other, and then on the left hand side that'll do what we wanted, which that'll leave us with x minus 7. Whatever we do to one side we have to do to the other. So in this case here we'll get a positive or negative square root of 16. Don't forget that positive or negative, super important. So as we continue to simplify this, this would be x minus 7 is equal to a positive or negative 4. At this spot we can kind of continue forward and start to realize we can break this down into two particular equations. We have x minus 7 equals positive 4 and x minus 7 equals negative 4, so we can solve the rest of the way. We add 7 to everything. Kind of cheating there, doing a bunch at one time. On the left hand side we get x, my 7's cancel, equals 11. On the right hand one we get x, the 7's cancel, equals positive 3. So those are my two solutions that will make this quadratic true. Take a look at this guy right here. Hopefully you're seeing the negative and there are little red flags flying, but same deal. We take the square root of both sides. That way the square root and the square cancel. And, excuse me, we are left with z plus 8 is equal to a positive or negative square root of negative 49. Recalling from section 1.2, when we take the square root of a negative, that will give us positive or negative 7i. So the negative gives us the I, the 49 turns into the 7. We bring down our z plus 8. Even though this guy has an I on it, it's just not going to simplify as far. So at this point we can do one of two things. We can break it off into its two equations, which I'm going to do just for the sake of commonality of moving forward here. So we get z plus 8 equals 7i and z plus 8 equals negative 7i. We solve it just like we normally do, but the difference is that we can't combine the like terms. So we subtract 8 from everybody because there are no like terms. We get z, the 8's cancel, equals negative 8 plus 7i. We get z, the 8's cancel, equals negative 8 minus 7i. So going back to section 8 or 1.2, remember that's going to be in standard form, that a plus bi of an imaginary number. If you wanted to come back and touch on that, if you wanted to, oops, sorry about that. If you wanted to, right here, you really could just take this guy and say z plus 8 is equal to a positive or negative 7i. And you could just go ahead and subtract 8, and get z, the 8's cancel, is equal to negative 8 plus or minus 7i. And MyMathLab would take that answer also, which is just one answer using the plus or minus sign underneath your key, or you could put in two different answers, and that you could put in negative 8 plus 7i or negative 8 minus 7i, and negative 8 minus 7i. Alright, so that wraps up the square root property. We'll move on from there.